Good morning. So yesterday we completed the chapter triangles, but from the last exercise we missed the last sum, that is sixth sum, which was in the other page, and that I did not notice that. So what we will first do is we'll first solve that sum from the triangles chapter, that is from inequalities part, and then I will start with a new chapter today. So the sixth one from triangles. You can take this in the session 6 only as the last sum. Show that all the line segments drawn from an given point, not on it, the perpendicular line segment is the shortest. In simple terms, if I have to explain this is, now in a right angle triangle, when we talk about that right angle where it is there, that line is the perpendicular line. That is the shortest distance between, or that is the shortest line among all the lines. So what we will write here is given, let P be the point on, or not on, let P be the point and a line L. That means we have a line segment which is L and P be a point, right? Now I have to draw something such a way that PN perpendicular to line M, line L, and I have to join this line segment which is M. So P be a point and L is a line. So I am drawing a perpendicular on the line L. So I will write that draw two line segments PN and PM such that PN perpendicular to L, that is PN perpendicular to MN. Okay, till this much it is clear. What we have to prove? To prove PN is the, because that is a perpendicular line, is the shortest line segment. Now this is the same type of a sum what we had done in the beginning of this exercise, the first one, wherein we had to prove that hypotenuse is the longest side. Now here we have to show that perpendicular is the shortest side. It's the same thing, but we need to prove that it's the shortest one. It's a similar way. Let us first start. In proof we will start. In triangle PNM, angle N is equal to 90 degree, we know that. So angle P plus M plus N is equal to 180, reason angle sum property. So P as it is, M as it is, plus 90 is equal to 180. Yeah, did you recall? The first sum we had done the similar way. Now I will write this as angle P plus angle M is equal to 180 minus 90 is 90, right? That is angle P plus angle M is equal to angle N, right? So here I can write here as, means this angle P, this implies angle P is shorter than the angle, measure of the angle is shorter than angle N, as well as angle M is less than angle N. True, no? This is 90, this has to be, sum has to be 90. So both are of, it is less than the 90 degree angle. Angle P, when we talk about it, is what side? MN. Is less than, angle N is nothing but PM. Angle M, when we have, it is PN, is less than PM. So that is what when we see here, we come to a conclusion that hypotenuse is the reason. You know what to write. Sides opposite to greater angle or sides opposite to lesser angle are lesser. Same thing you can write here. Now from this we come to a conclusion that hypotenuse is the greatest side. So what is the shortest side? Therefore, PN and MN are the shortest line segment. This implies, write once again, you can write that the perpendicular drawn to the line L is the shortest line segment. That is what this. You can give the conclusion, the perpendicular, that is this, the perpendicular drawn to the line segment L or drawn to the line L is the shortest line segment. What we can conclude here. That is all. Now if they ask you to prove that hypotenuse is greater, we again say that yes, it is greater. Now they have not talking about hypotenuse. Now they are talking about the other two sides. In that which side? The perpendicular side we are talking. So that is how we prove this sum. It is most similar to the first one what we have done. Yes. Now with this we complete the chapter triangles. Okay. So today's class will be the first session on the chapters coordinate geometry, which we will be starting with. So children, will start with a new chapter, coordinate geometry. It's a very small chapter and I'll be also completing this chapter in today's session only. So what do you mean by coordinate geometry? So it's a branch of mathematics where we study about the position of any object which is lying in a plane. What type of a plane? A plane which is mutually perpendicular to each other. For that we call that as a Cartesian plane. So now till in 8th standard or 7th standard you have studied about a plane which has only x and y axis, right? So here we study about a Cartesian plane. Now what do you mean by a Cartesian plane? Which have 4 quadrants and those 4 quadrants are read from anti-clockwise. That is, this is first quadrant, second quadrant. So this Cartesian plane is divided into 4 quadrants, what we can say, first, second, third and fourth quadrant. So this is x-axis and we consider this as x-axis. This is y-axis and this is y-axis. The point at the center or at the origin is 0 and 0. The point here, now how do we write a number line? If this is a number line, so this our right hand side, we write all the plus positive integers, we write all the negative integers, right? Similarly, y-axis when we talk about, we write here all the positive integers and this here we write negative integers. How do we read the points in the Cartesian plane? We read that with respect to x and y. That is, first the x coordinate is read, or we say it as an abscissa, and then the y ordinate is read. I'll again read the details about it. So how do we read these coordinates? Now for example, if I have to read a point here is called as 2 and a point here, we all have plotted graphs and all, right? The similar thing here. So when we read this x and y, so in x-axis we have plus, y-axis we also have plus. That means first quadrant we have both plus. Come to the second quadrant, first always x-axis. X-axis is minus, y-axis is plus. Come to third quadrant, x-axis is minus, y-axis is also minus. Come to the fourth quadrant, x-axis is plus and y-axis is minus. Now, what you all have to do is, this should be done in your graph book. So I think it's a time to open your graph book, what I have given to you all. So give the heading as coordinate geometry. So in the graphical part where the graph page is there, what you can do is you can just draw the Cartesian plane, name that as first quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant and fourth quadrant. You can just give the sign plus plus plus, minus minus and plus minus. Apart from that, there are some points what you have to write. So you come to the last exercise of this chapter. So there they have given chapter summary. So which all points you have to write in the chapter summary? First point, to locate the position. This you can write in the rule sheet part. To locate the position of an object or a point in a plane, we require two perpendicular lines. One of them is horizontal and one of them is vertical. Second point, the plane is called the Cartesian or coordinate plane and the lines are called coordinate axis. Third point, the horizontal line is called x-axis and the vertical line is called y-axis. Fourth point, the coordinate axis divide the plane into four parts called as quadrant. The point of intersection of the axis is called origin. The distance of the point from y-axis is called x-coordinate or axis and the distance of the point from the x-axis is called y-coordinate or ordinate. So, see, confusion what only you remember, yeah, I'm very sorry, I actually told you in the another way. So, I told you this is axis and that is ordinate. So, what you have to make a note here is, underline that. The distance of the point from the y-axis is called its x-coordinate. So, 6th and 7th point you can skip. Do not write 6th and 7th point. I'll make the 6th and 7th point much easier and give you 2 points. I'll be either giving that in the slide in the video or I'll send that as a PDF. Okay? Both 6th and 7th point. Next, the coordinate of the point on the x-axis. That means if I have a point on the x-axis, that point is read as, here if I have a point, it is read as x and 0. First the x coordinate is read. And in case if I have a point on the y-axis, it is read as 0, y. You need not mention this in the graph, but just here to tell you that I have told. So, same thing you can write here. Only 6th and 7th point you can leave. The coordinates of the origin are 0 and 0. The 10th point is the same thing what I have given. You can skip the 11th point. Okay. So I'll repeat once again. You have to write all the points from 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th you can skip. Then 8, 9, 10 points you have to write in the usual page which is given. Yes, so now you understood what you have to write. I will just rub this. The only main important thing is the sign conventions. These are called as sign conventions. The second main important thing is the point on x-axis. What I can tell here is abscissa. Yes, the point on x-axis is called as abscissa. And the point on y-axis is called ordinate. Now this point only what I told you is I'll give you in the simple form what is being given there, quite confusing. So the point which is there on x-axis, also x-axis point is also called as an abscissa point. Y-axis point is also called, coordinate is different, x coordinate, y coordinate. Where x coordinate we call that as abscissa, y coordinate we call that as ordinate. Okay, and any point on x-axis, if you have, it is read as x, 0, or any point on y-axis, you read that as 0, y. These two are very important. You can just make a note anywhere if you want. So, now you know what you have to do. We'll quickly start with an exercise, a very simple exercise, children. First exercise, write the answer of each of the following questions. So, I think you can take a pencil in your hand and you can sit. Write down the answers what I am dictating here so that you can just make a note in your book. Okay. Write the name of the horizontal and vertical lines drawn to determine the position of any point in the Cartesian plane. So, what is it? Horizontal and vertical line. So, it is x-axis and y-axis. Second one, what is the name of each part of the plane formed by these two lines, quadrants? Third one, write the name of the point where these two lines intersect, origin. So first one is over. Now for second one, the graph is given in the textbook. You have to draw this graph in the graph portion. So let's go on answering. First I have to draw the graph here to tell you what. So first let me draw the graph so that it will be very easy for me also to locate it. So we have here 0, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4 and minus 5, which is x dash axis. Here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and that is y axis. Minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5, minus 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is x axis and this is y dash axis. Okay. So what are the points what they have marked here? Let us mark. So this is at point D with respect to 2. And here at minus 5 and 2 we have a point B. Then minus 5 I have to bring down till minus 3, which is at point H. Then at minus 3 I have to bring down till minus 5 and that is E, right? So here 2 I have to bring down till minus 4 and that point is G. Minus 5 straight I have to take this till 5 and that is C. Okay. Because I should show you here what points I am marking. The coordinates of B is, the coordinates of B. How do we write the coordinates? We first read, I want writing answers here, children. Okay. So first one, second one, third one, fourth one. Let us finish till here. The coordinates of B is asked. How do you read? First read the x-axis. Minus 5 and this is minus 5, this is plus 2. So you read that as minus 5 comma 2. That's all you have to write, nothing here. The coordinates of C, where is C? C is here. First read x-axis. X-axis is 5, y-axis is minus 5. So 5 comma minus 5. Next, the point identified by the coordinates minus 3 and minus 5. We need to find which point. We have minus 3 and minus 5. Minus 3. So children, first minus 3. Don't look here for minus 3. Why? Minus 3 is in first x-axis. Minus 3 and minus 5 is point E. So answer is only E. See, the chances are there. Minus 3 and minus 5 you will say H, right? 3 is here in y-axis. First always look for x-axis only. So minus 3 in x-axis, then minus 5 is point E. Next, the point identified by the coordinates 2 comma minus 4. Where is 2? 2 is plus, comma minus 4 is here, G. So 5th, 6th, 7th. Fifth one, the abscissa of point D. Abscissa is what? X-axis. The abscissa of point D is, see, D has what coordinates, children? I'll just write here 6 comma 2. Right? This is 6, 2. What is its abscissa? Abscissa is nothing but x-axis. Answer is 6. Next, the ordinate of point H. Where is your ordinate? Here. And where is your point H? Here. So how do we read H? First let us write x-axis. Minus 5 and minus 3. We read. Ordinate is what? Y-axis. So what's your answer? Minus 3. Okay. And the coordinates of point L. Where is L here? Oh, L we did not mark, I think. Oh, L is here. Huh. L is here. But how do we read this L? The point which is on the y-axis is read as 0, 5. Understood now? How? Next, the coordinates of point M. I think M also we did not mark. No, M is here. Oh, this is M. How do we read M? Now that's on x-axis. So x-axis, which question it is? 8th one. 8th one is read as -3, 0. Okay, M. Right? Understood? Oh, we completed the first exercise. That's all it is. Quickly, we'll finish the second exercise and we will complete the chapter. So, in which quadrant or on which axis do these points lie? Verify your answer by locating them on the Cartesian plane. So, I will locate it now. So, we will do that. Same, similar procedure what you have to do. So, let us see how to locate it. Now, look at the points. Now, these have to be located on the single Cartesian plane only. That means, you should know what should be your coordinates. I mean, how many numbers you should take. First of all, before you draw, first check. You have positive numbers up to 4 in y-axis you have. Before that, children, first and foremost, write scale. Even in the previous one also, x-axis, y-axis, which is very important. Even in the previous one, how do you choose a scale here? Now in a graph you have those boxes. So one box is nothing but 1 unit. So 1 unit is equal to 1 centimeter. Y-axis also same thing. Sometimes you will take that as 2, 4, 6, 8, 5, 10, 15, 20. At that time 1 unit is equal to 5 centimeter. We write. Scale is very, very important. So I think 0 and 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. I think plus points. X-axis we do not have only till 4. Minus x-axis I think you have till -3. -1, -2, -3, -4. Plus 5 is there? No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 I will take till y-axis. -1, -2, -3, -4. -5, -6, y-axis, y-axis. Let us plot, and we also have to tell which quadrant they belong to also after we plot them. That we can write it later. First, let us plot them. -2, 4. -2 will come here, 4 will come here. You did not draw. It's up to you, children. How in your school they have told to draw dotted lines and join. It's up to you. So this is point. I will name this point as A. It's up to you. -2, 4. I will write it here. Okay. Next is 3, -1. Where is 3? 3, -1 will come here. I'll take this as B. 3, -1. Okay. -1, 0. Next is -1. Now -1 is in the x-axis. -1, 0. The point comes here only. So this is C. -1, 0. Okay. Then what do we have next one? 1, 2. Plus 1. Here this point comes. This is D. 1, 2. Next we have -3, -5. -3, -5 will come somewhere here. So D is over E. -3, -5. Very clear now? This is in the graphical part it is done. Now in the theory writing part, what you can write here is, right from the starting of the point, whatever points you have chosen. First is A. -2, 4. Which quadrant? Second quadrant. Then you have point B. 3, -1. Which quadrant? Fourth quadrant. Then you have point C. Point C is -1, 0. It is not lying on the quadrant, it is lying on the axis. So you can say which axis it is lying actually? X-axis. Next, point D. 1, 2 lying in the first quadrant. Then point E. Do we have? Oh yeah, point E is there. That is -3, -5 in the third quadrant. Okay, that's how you do it. Now children, the next one. Plot the point XY in the given following table on the plane, choosing suitable units of distance of axis. I think you can take this for homework, right? Second one. Now, how do you plot it here? Just see. A simple technique I'll tell you. Scale what you can choose. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, same. 1 unit is equal to 1 centimeter. What are you going to do about this 1.25 now? Yes. So it's -1.25. Where? In y-axis. Now this is your -1. Now this is your -2. This is your -1.5. Now you can count those in boxes. 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, right? 1.1, 1.2. See here. I just draw the small box here now. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is your box, okay? The smaller lines I have drawn. So this is -1, -1, -2. So this is -1.1, -1.2. This is -1.3. So your 1.25 will come here. Okay, how to plot it? So that is how you plot and finish this. Just you have to plot this, that's all. Make axis, make some points, name that as A, B, C, D, E, F, G, whatever, that's all. No marking which quadrant they lie and all. That's all it is. With that we complete this chapter, coordinate geometry. So what's there in coordinate geometry is to understand how to plot the points in the Cartesian plane. That is more important, because that once you learn, then later what points we have to plot in linear equations, or in your 10th standard when we plot the graph, it will be easy for you. It's only thing you have to know, learn to count the axis, count the numbers in the given axis, from which point to which point, how many numbers, all those things you have to learn here. And of course the quadrants, where it will lie, plus plus, here this is main thing what you should know, plus plus, so this is minus plus, minus minus, and this is plus minus. That's more important. So one homework I have given, complete that.